Rod man. I'm excited. Let's get right into it, baby. Because you know what this
Carito.
week is? You know what this week is, man. This is draft week, bro. We're finally here. We've been waiting. We've been having to suffer through all of this bull crap, all of the fake mock drafts, all of the fake smoke screen, bro. We ain't got to worry about none of that shit no more, dog. This is the NFL draft. This is draft week. The draft is in Green Bay. We are more than likely doing a draft party on Thursday, bro. We want everybody to be a part of it. We want the whole crew to get in this MO, right? So I'm excited, bro. How are you, man?
Herbie, listen, man. This is that time of year, bro. Draft time, and this is the first year we're actually doing something during the draft, right? Like normally we take the whole offseason off because, as y'all can see, the offseason, outside of outlandish, scandalous stories, not too much going on that other people ain't covering. But I'm excited, man. This is going to be our first draft watch party, and I'm super excited for it, bro. Real talk.
All right, man. So, let's do one thing real quick. Let's get a super brief recap of your NBA playoffs, and then we'll get into our first topic, bro. So, NBA playoff weekend, bro. Just real quick, sum it up. How you feel about it?
I'm happy that I might be wrong about the Warriors losing to the Rockets after game one. Man, they
I was
look.
talking shit, bro, and yeah. Experience
It's,
matters, man. Experience
it's
matters, man.
it's funny, Herbie. I remember back in the day when we were young and we used to watch basketball. And between you and me, and to the good people listening out there, I used to get annoyed when I used to hear all the old heads and the commentators say, "Oh, they're a young team. They're a young team. They're inexperienced." And me being young, I used to be like, "Man, bump all that, man. They good. They good." But you get older and you watch the game, and then you think about life itself, and then you realize like experience in all aspects of life matters, dog. Like
Everything.
having being battle tested matters, right? No matter how talented, no matter how genius, at the end of the day, you have to experience it first before you can really know what it is. Obviously, it's game one. We know how these series go, right? But the Warriors, this is a real series, the Warriors and Rockets, because the Warriors won
Yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
road. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And they say a
that's
series
yeah.
will start till you went on the road, right? So, but Warrior series aside, Herbie, I'll be honest, man, I was a little disappointed in this weekend, just cause outside of the Nuggets game and the Warriors game, all the other games were kind of just washes, right? Like the Timberwolves, they waxed the Lakers, and I was sitting here saying, "Who's going to stop Luka and LeBron?" Shit, man, they might not make it past my run. You know what I'm saying? The way they was looking. You look at man, the Grizzlies. The OKC looks obviously the Thunder look incredible, right? Like they look, and the Shea didn't even go off. Like it was a whole team effort, and they showed you why they were a 60-win team. But I'm excited, Herbie. We got
Shit,
some
damn
games.
near a 70 win team, bro. They won 68. They won damn near 70.
Imagine, bro. That's how good they were. So I
You
think
like
Memphis.
it's funny, like we hold the 72 and 10 season in such rarefied air, right? And then you got the Warriors who obviously broke it with the 73 and 9. Like the Thunder were 4 wins away from that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
fucking nuts.
they were 4 wins, man. But let's get into the show, man. Let's talk some football, man. We got some people in the chat, bro. So who's ever chat, man, go ahead, leave a comment, man, so we can show you love, man. But
To the homies,
um
what's up, homies? Let's
on
go.
today's episode, the docket is these are a couple of things that we're gonna do, man. So this is draft week, so this is a heavy draft episode, right? So we have a game that me and Rod are gonna play. It is basically our version of reacting to the mock draft. I'm going to present the teams and the players where they think or publications think that these guys are going to end up. Rod is going to say, man, do you want to see that player in that situation for that team? Yes or no? Then we're going to go ahead and springboard that into a conversation, a large, regular conversation about something that gets brought up every single year around draft time. But me and Rob, we did some research and we really wanted to really have a serious conversation about this, which is what does the draft prioritize? Traits or skills? And the answer that we both found out might surprise you, man. But before we get to that, though, we got to talk about this, right? Like, this was completely last second. This was left field. I did not want to be a part of this. I did not want to read what I had to read today. My eyes are still in shambles at the words that I had to see. We gotta talk about this shit going on. Uncle Shay say, "God damn, Unc, they got you too, Unc. Damn, Unc. No, Shay, no.
No.
Rod,
Oh,
I never want to hear the words big black baby ever again. I'm mortified. Take me out the group chat. I didn't need to see these tweets. I didn't need to see these text messages. I didn't need to see none of this shit.
Herbie,
Go ahead, bro.
baby gravy, dog. Baby gravy, man. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Man, like, listen, man, I sent some freaky texts, you feel me? One thing niggas ain't doing, I'm from the cybersex era, you feel me? So I get talking dirty and stuff, but man, some of y'all just corny, man.
Man.
What the heck, man? What the
Bro,
hell?
that's the crazy part about these texts is that it makes me wonder. I'm like, dog, what have I said? Like, you you can say some wild shit if you got that type of relationship with that man or woman, however you get down.
Right.
But when you read it, you like, ew, that's what you be saying? Ew.
You know what, Herbie? That's why post nut clarity is a thing. Because in the moment, you think you spitting. And then if you ever go back and look at those messages, you just be like, gosh, man, I'm so foul. What's wrong?
But here's the beauty of it though, right? This is why I'm not gonna say I love that I had to see this, but these are one of the many examples that women got no kind of game, bro. Because all of the texts that Shannon Sharp released were from her. So these are her thoughts, what she has to say. This is how she gets down, bro. And women don't got no game, bro. We just give the draws up quick, dog. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to talk to us.
They can't
Hey, what
charm
is
us, dog.
this?
They can't charm. Women don't know how to charm a man. It's not a skill they have, dog. Clearly.
Dog, I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, bro, what is this, bro? Like, I was mortified, bro. So for anybody who doesn't know what we talked about, bro, Shannon Sharp is being accused of sexual assault. He's being sued, and this is not criminal charges. These are, this is, what's the other word?
Civil.
This is a civil lawsuit. So he is being sued for an alleged sexual assault to the tune of $50 million, man. Everybody saw what Cassie got, and everybody said, fuck it. I want that. I want what she got. Give me the Diddy deal. Everybody's like, give me the Diddy deal, right? But immediately, so, and again, let me take it from the start, right? So when I seen that it happened, I read the headline. I said, no, Shay, you about to sign an alleged $100 million media rights deal. Like, you are at the absolute pinnacle of what you got going on right now, dog. Like, damn, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, how you get caught slipping on your pimping like this, bro? Then I read the article, and then I seen who was involved. And it's the lawyer that is representing the alleged or the Jane Doe is a man by the name of Tony Busby. And it is getting more and more and more and more apparent that this guy is the biggest scammer in the history of law.
Bro, he's one of the most, bro, Herbie, he's a scandalous lawyer and everybody knows. Everybody knows Tony Busby is a scandalous lawyer. This man just got off trying to get Jay-Z, bro. You know what I'm saying?
In a case that he admitted he really didn't vet the situation. He admitted it that I really didn't vet the person that brought the case to me. And this person is a part of it. And so he has a very complicated relationship with the public now because people in the city of Houston have known about Tony Busby for a long time. He's based out of Houston, and he is known with this, and he's been able to get away with, and again, these are all alleged. These are just based off of what people in that community have said about how he goes about his business. Basically, he gets people to bring a lawsuit against other famous people. 9 times out of 10, people are just going to settle and call it a day. And that's how he alleged to have made millions and millions of dollars. He's become famous before the Jay-Z stuff because of the cases with Deshaun Watson. That's when he came into the public light. But a lot of people in the city of Houston knew how he got down. But the situation with Jay-Z made it obvious that this man has no shame. Like, he has no credibility. There's none. Like, you have no credibility. You are just, like, the fact that you just had that giant egg on your face with Jay-Z, and then you came with this one afterwards, like, you are shameless. Like shameless,
100%.
allegedly, bro, because these are very litigious people, bro. I don't want them to sue me, bro. My bad, my bad. Let me,
Dial it back a little bit, man.
let
You
me
dial it
dial it
back.
back. Let me dial it
Dial it
back.
back.
These, what I am saying is for educational purposes only. These are alleged things. You are allegedly scandalous. You are allegedly shameless. I don't want you to sue me for defamation. All right, Mr. Busby. So hopefully this does not make it to the meta, and you come across this and you feel like you have to crush our small little podcast to the ground. However, when I saw that your name was associated with this case, a giant eyebrow was raised.
You were looking like the Rock. Smelling the
but
crowd.
but all right, so let me get your thoughts, man. What are your thoughts on it, and then we'll get to some of these text messages, man, from the plaintiff, man.
Well, initially, when like many people, when I mean, to be honest with you, I wasn't really on my phone today like that, so I really didn't know until you told me, like, you shot me a text and you're just like, oh man, we gotta talk about Shannon Sharp, and I'm just like, what? Shannon Sharp? So I ended up going to go look it up, and then when I was reading the initial affidavit, I was like, whoa, because it was extremely, you read it and it's
Of
oddly
course,
specific. You know what I'm saying? He met her. She claims they met at the gym, and that he was excessively, texting her and all this stuff. She describes, the thing about these things, Herbie, and what I don't want to say it's what bothers me, because this is what makes these situations so tricky. It's the fact that you're going off of a person's word that they got, they were harmed severely. Like rape is severe harm. So
severe.
it's just like, for and in cases like these, Herbie, even if Uncle Shay, it comes out that this is all bogus and stuff, you will always take a hit to your credibility when allegations like these come out. And when you consider the fact that Michelle Evans, who is not a Jane Doe, who's actually, she put her name out there, tried to sue Uncle Shay for similar reasons, said similar things. So he has, like, he's building a track record for this, Herbie, which it pains me to say that. That's what I see. But you look at it on the other end, right? And then he comes out and he drops his evidence, he drops his text, and I start reading through that. And obviously I have my doubts. Like, you never want to, people talk about victim blaming. It's not about victim blaming. Not everybody who comes out and says something happens actually has something happen. Like, people cry
Mm-hmm.
wolf and there's no wolf, Herbie. It's just, and we don't know, right? We have to wait for all the facts to unfold, the story to unfold, all the facts to come to light. But for what we see, I mean, Shay got receipts, and those receipts were pretty damning on her part. And you know what I mean? And that's why Tony Busby, see, this is how you know Tony Busby's a lawyer. He starts his opening statement in the report, in the report. He starts it off by saying, oh, a woman, you could be in a relationship with a woman and it could be consensual 99 times out of 100, but the one time she says no, it's a rape, which, he's right. I think that's why he decided to word it that way, in case something like this happened. Shay drops the evidence. And when you look at how she was coming at him, Herbie, I mean, it just screams, Herbie, it just screams a trap. You know what I'm saying? It just screams at you that this was the goal from the get go. Like, she was planning on scamming this man, right? And that's just what I take away from it, right? Like, we don't really know all the details yet, but just
My
based. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I sorry to cut you off, but my thing, the part where it gets so crazy is that it's how is it always Tony Busby?
He got the Sean. He got this fucking. It's
How
crazy.
is it always Tony Busby? Like, it's obvious that part of his game is that he makes it known, or he gives an outlet, or he reaches out to people that he knows is involved with people in these circles. Because especially out in LA, bro, like, this shit is way smaller than you think. You could get around to who you need to get around to. You could make a call to somebody who could make a phone call, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's always Tony Busby. It feels like he is orchestrating this behind the scenes, because it's always him. He's not. It is 330 million people in this world. There's a lot of lawyers.
In America,
There's
yeah.
a lot of lawyers that handle cases like this. How is it only him? How?
That's because he has the
How is
name,
it?
Herbie. He
How
has
is
the
it?
name.
How is
That's
it Tony Busby associated with the case with the woman that has I'm not gonna say mental disability is the wrong, but I'm referencing the case with Jay-Z. The lady has a disability. She can't afford Tony Busby? The fuck? This guy's good at his job, man. I'll say that, bro. But you brought up the text, and I gotta bring the text out, man. This shit here crazy, bro. This shit here crazy, bro. Out the gate. I know you missed this big juicy ass. $25K for each cheek. What? What you mean by that?
For each. Uncle Shay, you was paying for it?
Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I could do whatever I want to me. What?
Disgusting.
What you mean? What you mean by that? I want to put my tongue in your asshole and marry you. What?
Damn, man. These hoes freaky, man.
That's my daddy, fuck. I want you to put a big black baby in me. What you mean? What you mean by that, Mrs. Uzinga? What does that mean? What?
Gabriella.
You better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. What?
She had a fascination with big black babies, didn't she?
Your boy is a freaky fraud, Rod. This your boy. This one of them situations where I got to say that, hey, that's your boy, man.
That's definitely my boy.
Your boy Shay a freaky fraud, man.
Freaky fraud, man.
He a freaky fraud, man. What is this, bro? Like, all in all, man, we gonna leave it there. This is clearly gonna go. Like, this is not going under the radar. This is going, and we will revisit this.
Bro, Tony, he announced this on his IG. He knew exactly how messy this was gonna be. He knew. This is gonna be a show, Herbie. This is what we're gonna get. It's just the beginning. This is the opening act.
This is so crazy, man. Yo, we got Dro in the building, man. Dro, man. What up, man? Shout out to the homie, man. Before we transition, Dro, man, how you feel about this Uncle Shay situation, bro? Go ahead and leave a comment in the chat, my boy. All right, so let's go ahead and transition over. I want to go ahead and in honor of NFL Draft Week, NFL Mock Week, all the mock drafts, man, like the mock drafts are coming together. There's more of a consensus. All of the people, all the insiders, bro, they've pretty much talked to who they need to talk to, spoke with who they need to spoke to. People are being honest for the first time because they're like, hey, bro, it is what it is. We've done the research. We know who he's gonna take. We're comfortable telling basically the tastemakers who we're gonna take, right? So this draft that I have pulled up is gonna be more than likely what's gonna happen on Thursday. So I personally, Rod, I want to go ahead and play a game with you where I ask you about the player, the team that they're going to, and do you want to see that player on that team? If the answer is no, I can give you two options of teams, and you have to pick one, bro. So you might send this person to a worse situation or a better situation, dog. It's up to you. I'm putting their future in your hands, man. But before we get that, man, let's go ahead and get to that one. What's good, fellas? Yo. People want to act like Shane known as a freaky nigga. He a freaky fraud.
He's a man. He a fraud.
Baby gravy, big black babies. He a freaky fraud. Put my tongue in your ass. You a freaky fraud. Freaky fraud. All right, man. All right. Let's get into it on this one, man. Share this tab instead. Bam. All right, man. Boom. So let's start with it, man. This is absolutely more than likely 100% what's going to happen for these first two picks. 1,000%, man. So, Rod, starting with Cam Ward. The consensus is he going to Tennessee, man. Are you cool with him with the Tennessee Titans? Or do you want to see him on another team possibly that you don't know?
Well, Herbie, the way I look at it, if he doesn't go to the Titans, his next likely options would be the Browns or the Giants. So, you know what, man? Cam, go ahead, man. Turn Tennessee into a winner, man.
All right, man. Okay. All right.
Turn Tennessee
Okay.
into a winner, man.
All right, yeah, man. Next up, man, Travis Hunter, man. It is almost a lock that Travis Hunter is going to the Cleveland Browns. It was a toss-up between him and Abdul Carter, but Andrew Berry has basically made it known without making it known. I'm taking Travis Hunter, man. So he's coming to the land, a.k.a. Cleveland, man. So, Rod, in a perfect world, would you enjoy seeing Travis Hunter on the Cleveland Browns, or would you get him the fuck out of there, bro? Like, what you gonna do, dog? Do you trust the Cleveland Browns can take advantage of his talents?
I trust that he will look talented on the Browns, but man, don't let that man go to PU land, man. Don't let him go to PU land, man.
All right, man. So Rod does not want him to go there, man. So this is what we're gonna do. Cleveland, you are not getting Travis Hunter. But Rod, there's two teams that he can possibly go to. One team is out of love for the homie Dro, the Green Bay Packers. And the other team is the Las Vegas Raiders. Who would you prefer to see Travis Hunter on?
Who would I prefer, man? Get that boy over with Jordan Love, man.
Hey, man. Yo, man. All right, man. Okay. All right, man. Next up, Abdul Carter, New York Giants. Yay or nay?
I thought about saying yay, and then I thought, wow, this is the Giants. Hell no. So I don't want to see any potentially great players.
The Giants have been good when it comes to D linemen, man. But
they have been great, but nah.
Okay, all right. Two teams. Just to piss you off. The Buffalo Bills or the New England Patriots?
This is quite the pickle you put me in, sir.
You got to pick one. That's the thing, man. That's the thing, bro. Once you say no, you have to have a choice. You have to have a choice.
Okay, how about this? If I pick the Patriots, do you skip them next time? Next pick?
Nope. No, sir.
Oh man, Buffalo. Herbie, I gotta say the Patriots, man. I can't let Buffalo get anything.
You and Joe agree, man. Patriots, man. So in our PHIN Outta mock draft, he is going to the Patriots, man. All right. Next up, man, Will Campbell. New England Patriots, yay or nay? Do you want to ruin them boys by not giving somebody that they obviously need? Or are you okay with the Patriots taking at what is considered the top offensive tackle in this draft?
Well, Herbie, considering my glowing, loving relationship with the New England Patriots and their fan base, fuck no. Bring them over. Y'all ain't getting no old lineman.
All right, man. We got two options. Man. These are two teams that absolutely need an offensive tackle, man. One, the Houston Texans. Or two, the Kansas City Chiefs. You are improving.
What was it? I said I didn't want the Bills to get better, so I ain't trying to see the Chiefs get better too. Let's go, Houston. Let's go, Houston. Let's get that boy CJ a line, please.
Okay. All right, Mason Graham. This nigga boring as hell, man. Fuck that nigga, man. We skipping him, bro. We going straight to Ashton Genty, man. I don't give a fuck where you go, nigga. Ashton Genty. He is mostly mocked to the Las Vegas Raiders as of now. I'm not going to say it's a foregone conclusion, but this is where a lot of NFL insiders are saying. So do not be surprised come Thursday that he is in black and silver, man. But would he be in black and silver for you, Mr. Rodman?
Considering that the Raiders let go of Josh Jacobs, I think, and I would like to see, I think for some reason, I could picture Ashton Genty running in a Raiders uniform. That silver black, that silver and black, it looks like it'll fit good on him, man. Go ahead, Raiders. Go ahead and get the.
All right, man. We going. We stand with the Raiders, man. We stand with the Raiders, man. Good pick, man. Rob, man, this is a player that is near and dear to your heart, man. This is the New York Jets. They are projected to take Armand Membu, offensive tackle. Now, I'm going to propose a question to you before I let you go. Would you be okay with this player staying for this team? Because this is a position that the Jets have historically been bad at drafting, which means that he is almost guaranteed to suck, which means that he is almost guaranteed to be the perfect pick because he's going to be bum anyway. Just throwing it out there.
Okay. Was this a 2-part thing or?
No, this is do I want him to stay there because the Jets don't know how to pick offensive linemen, so he's probably going to suck anyway, which is better for me? Or are you going to spare that man spare that young man an opportunity and give him an opportunity to have a successful career elsewhere?
Absolutely. Absolutely, I'll give him a successful opportunity because I don't want the chance for him to actually be the one good offensive lineman that works out. Or he could end up like a Mekhi Becton and just suck on the Jets and go somewhere and be good. But nah, man. Let me save this man from green hell, man.
Okay. Would you rather see Armand Membu on the Cincinnati Bengals or the Washington Commanders?
Ooh, man, that's
both need offensive linemen.
Man, that's actually a good one. That's tough. I would probably lean towards the Washington Commanders. I feel like I know Cincinnati's offensive line last year wasn't the best, but they were better for sure. I mean, that's part of the reason why Joe Burrow had the season he had. So I'll give it to Washington, man. Let me beef up Jaden Daniels' offensive line, man. Let's go.
All right, man. And a bunch of dudes that don't give a shit. We're gonna go ahead and say we're gonna skip number 8. We're gonna go to this guy right here because these two picks are very interesting for two different reasons. One, I know it's a player that you liked. Two, I know it's a player that you really liked. Starting with Kelvin Banks Jr. Rod, he is on the Saints right now. Do you want him to stay with the Saints? Or would you rather send him somewhere else?
Herbie, at least on my you cut out before a
No,
little
I
bit.
know. I don't know what happened. All right, let me get him right here. Yeah, we good. Okay. Would you want him to stay on the Saints, or would you want him to find a way to come to your team?
With Will Campbell off the board and Kelvin Banks Jr. there, even though I wasn't crazy about him, I would not be upset at that pick. So don't go to the Saints because they don't even know what they're doing at quarterback, dude. All right, the Saints right now, the Saints are working out a lot of things. They're working through a lot of stuff right now. So yeah,
All
let me
right.
save my man.
Tyler Warren, pick. Ben Johnson, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, an improved offensive line, an improved defensive line,
And number
AFC
one of
North,
all, Caleb Williams, right?
and
Go ahead, Tyler.
Caleb Williams, man. All right, boom. We're not even gonna talk about the Cowboys, right? I don't even want to talk about them, man. All right, man. Let's finish it off with your team, man. Your team has what is considered the third offensive tackle, man, Josh Simmons, bro. So, Rod, do you want Josh Simmons? And it will end the game in that regard.
Can I do something for this pick that was different from the other ones?
Absolutely. Go for it, man.
Can I switch him for someone I would actually want? Because I'm going to say no, but I'll switch him for someone that hasn't been picked yet.
Who are you switching him for?
I'll switch him for Will Johnson. We need a cornerback, dog.
You know, when I seen this, they had Will Johnson going 19th. I'm like, 19th?
I don't think he's making it that far.
6'2". Yeah, he ran a 4.5, but nigga Patrick Surtain ran a 4.5, dog. Like, if you 6'2" and you got long arms, you can make something happen, man. Like, god damn, man. That was pretty crazy, man. All right, man. Good time, bro. All right. Now, With that said,
Joe having a blast in the comments right now. That
I
nigga.
know, bro. He's having a great time, dog. All right, man. This is where we're gonna spend the rest of the show. And it's gonna be a conversation, a long form conversation, and I want a bunch of input from the chat. I want everybody to be engaged. I want all of these thoughts that you guys are having to be a part of this conversation as well, man. So, as you can see, the banner says discussion. What's more important, QB traits or QB skill? The reason why I am asking that question is because every year the draft come around, there's always a discussion about people either being overvalued because of their physical traits or undervalued because of their skill, and people not putting a premium on what those skills are. And we are at one of the most aggressive versions of that this year because of the certain people that were involved. Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are on both spectrums of that. Cam Ward has the physical traits. Shedeur Sanders has the skill of the position. We started this draft with Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders possibly going 1 and 2. At minimum, both going top 5. Now that we've gotten closer and closer and closer and closer and closer, I mean, a couple of days out for the draft, there's a strong possibility that Shedeur Sanders does not go in the first round. He's not coming to New York anymore. He's going to be in Colorado. He was invited. He said he was coming. I'm pretty sure he probably caught wind like, you probably going to be at the bottom of the first round. And for him, it's, hey, bro, I wouldn't want to sit through that, dog. Y'all remember Andrew? Y'all remember Geno Smith? Geno Smith was sick, nigga. That nigga was sick. Nigga was sick. I would not want that for Shedeur Sanders, bro. But when we had this conversation, when we had an idea for this conversation, me and Rod, I came into it thinking that what the NFL prioritized, what the NFL wanted was a moving target, and it keeps going and flowing, and it always changes with somebody who forces the NFL to change it. But after doing the research, that ain't the case. The NFL has been very, very consistent on who it drafts, who it wants, and who it tries to get at the top of the draft. Shedeur Sanders has never been a top 5 pick in any draft. I looked it up. I went back to the drafts from 1980. Somebody with Shedeur Sanders' skill set does not get drafted in the top 5. Hell, they don't get drafted in the top 10. The NFL has been saying what it wants going back as far as I can remember. They want niggas that got traits. That's it. Aside from Bryce Young, which is one of the most wild number 1 picks of all time.
Looking back, yeah.
People who have Shedeur's skill set really don't go in the top 10, bro. It just doesn't happen. Even if somebody doesn't have a strong arm or they're not crazy athletic, they have size for the position. 6'4", 6'5", 230. It ain't too many 6'2" dudes under that's closer to 215 that don't have a strong arm, that's not athletic, that they're what they say they're gonna beat you with is accuracy and timing. Nigga, I could get that in the second round. Nigga, you just described Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
But because so much people are attached to Shedeur Sanders and the Deion Sanders family, they can't accept that. Remember, the draft has nothing to do with your draft position. Your draft position does not define you. Your draft position doesn't mean anything. Once you're in the NFL, you're in the NFL. But people look at the draft wrong. They look at it without the proper context. People get drafted higher because I am taking a bet on your potential. You have traits that I cannot teach. I can teach you how to read a defense. I can never teach anybody to be Lamar Jackson. I can never teach anybody to be Brett Favre. I can never teach anybody to be Josh Allen or Big Ben Roethlisberger or Phillip Rivers or all of these guys who've gone in the top 10. Like, you got to have something. Otherwise, you're going to go in the second round. And again, I went back to 1980. 1980, dog.
Well, it's funny, Harry, when you told me that you were going to do that, I actually went and I kind of went through the data and I compiled a list of 20 of the top prospects that were coming out of college back, dating back to the 1980s, right? It dates all the way back to 1983. So before I go on this list, before I list off, the traits of all
Wait,
these.
wait, because the boy Dro went in. Let's get to some of these comments. Let's get to
Okay.
some of the comments, and I apologize, bro. Let's see here. Dro says, as a QB, they all have different traits, but skills make a difference. You think that? Who are the 5 best quarterbacks in the league? Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is 6'4", 240, dog. Like, people, you lose sight of that. Like,
Right.
he has physical size. Like, there's a parameter that
Pro
even he
size.
fits in. He's pro size, right? And this is the one that I want. I'm happy that you said this, Joe. This is the one that I wanted to get on the most. Shit. Brady was the sickest. Look where he made it to. No disrespect to you, Joe. This is not at you, directed at you. Y'all got to stop treating Tom Brady like he's Brock Purdy. Tom Brady is 6'5", 230 with the rocket arm. That nigga has a crazy arm. How do you think he played in New England for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all be trying to treat Brady like he's a little engine I could ass nigga. No, he's not. He's 6'5", 230.
And Brady made crazy passes his whole career, Herbie. Like he made throws that you need legitimate arm strength for. Like legitimate.
He
Let me
played
ask
in
you,
New England, dog, for 20 seasons. Y'all think this man had a noodle? No, bruh. Brady is literally the prototype quarterback. He's the prototype. Just because he went in the 6th round for whatever reason, even if you go back and look at him at Michigan, it never made sense for him to be a 6th round pick. It's one of the dumbest things ever. He wasn't even bad at Michigan. So he's the worst example. He threw 50 touchdowns in a season, dog. That man was throwing that motherfucker, bro. Like, he's not this guy that y'all want him to be, bro, because it sounds good, bro. Even Brady is like, you look at the top 20 quarterbacks of all time. Every single one of them has something that's special. Every single one. The only one that you could say doesn't have an elite trait is arguably Drew Brees. And Drew Brees got the benefit of playing in a dome for 9 games a season. 8 at home with the Saints, 1 against the fucking Falcons. But everybody else, dog, like, think about it. Tom Brady, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger, Dan Marino. Who am I missing in the top 10? John Elway, like, freaks. Patrick Mahomes, freaks. They're all freaks.
well, it's funny that you go ahead.
No. You go into the draft because you're trying to find a freak. The greatest ones are freaks, dog. That's what you do. If I could get you in the 2nd round, that doesn't mean you're not going to be a Hall of Famer. But I'm trying to get a freak. All right, let me respond to some of these real quick, bro. I feel like the league chase traits, and that's what makes the difference is the skill level. Obviously, if you have the traits mixed with the skill level. System QBs just make the pass.
Well, I don't know about. I mean, the whole term system quarterback to me is just like it's people make that shit sound like it's easy, man. It's not.
Yeah,
You
it's
still
not
gotta be
easy.
able to read the defense. You still gotta know, you gotta make the right reads, you gotta make the right throws. Like it's yeah, you could say a guy. I feel like people call system quarterbacks the quarterbacks that people say are good, but people don't like. Because people call Tom Brady a system quarterback almost his whole career.
Yeah.
Right? Like I heard
Even though
like
he
people like
played in
you heard that
so many
year
different
after year.
systems. Even though he
Yeah.
played in so many different systems. He
So I
was the
don't know.
system. Tom
Yeah.
Brady was the system.
He
Like,
brought that system to Tampa Bay and won. So that he proved it. Like he proved that.
he
He
was
proved
the system. But no, back to the point. The point is that it's just never been a thing, right? Like, we get to the point where, okay, pocket passers were valued. Even when pocket passers were valued, it was people that had crazy arm strength. I'm gonna draft a Carson Palmer because he has crazy arm. He's 6'5", he's huge for the position, and he could throw it on a fucking rope. Go watch a video of Joey Harrington. Joey Harrington was one of the most biggest busts of all time. If you actually go look at his stats when he was with Oregon, you're gonna be like, oh, I can see why you went in the top 5. You're throwing fucking lasers, dog. You're throwing lasers. It's not your fault that you went to the Lions and you went to a dysfunctional team that ruined you, but I understand how you went in the top 5. We all use hindsight. Nobody's using hindsight. No, we don't have, when you draft somebody, you don't have a future ball, bro. You're just taking a bet. You're betting on this person has elite traits at the top 5. If they bust, they bust. It happens. But you're betting on the trait. Go look at anybody. I'm telling you, I went back and looked at the 1999 draft. That's the draft that had Donovan McNabb. That's the draft that had Akili Smith and who else? It was somebody else. I can't remember the third quarterback. Was it Trent Dilfer? It might have been Trent. No, I'm tripping. Trent Dilfer was 93. I'm tripping. Yeah. But it was Akili Smith and it was Donovan McNabb, and I can't remember the other person. Go look at any video of Akili Smith, dog. Look at any video. That dude was throwing lasers, dog. I was like, you could be my number 1 pick, bro.
That's how.
Because
that's
if
how
you
we
hit, because if you are good, you're going to the Hall of Fame.
Herbie, Jamarcus Russell was a first round pick. Remember?
Jamarcus Russell was the first overall pick.
Yeah, he was the first overall pick in the draft. Ryan Leaf, the second overall pick in the draft. You know what? Fuck it. I got the list here.
Put it like this. We all know about David Carr. David Carr is one of the biggest busts of all time. Go look at his pre-draft ranking. Do y'all know that David Carr ran a 4.6? He ran a 4.6, bruh. In 2002. You know what a 4.6 is in 2002 for a quarterback? That's nuts. Of course I'm taking him number 1.
And he spent all that time running away from D linemen, dog. Getting killed behind that line.
Hey, and again, I'm not saying that the NFL was right to take these people. I'm saying that the NFL was consistent. It has always prioritized people that have physical traits. Always. That's the point that I'm trying to make. The NFL has told you time and time again, for as far as I can go back and doing the research, it is, do you fit an archetype? If the answer is no, you better be special at something. If you are not 6'4", 6'5", 230, what do you have to bring to the table? Mike Vick was 6 feet. It's Mike fucking Vick. Of course you're going number 1 overall. You know what I'm saying, dog? Like, of course you're going number 1 overall. Cam Newton. Cam Newton had, quote unquote, accuracy issues. It's Cam Newton. He's 6'6", 250. Of course he's going number 1 overall. Like, the NFL has always, and when it comes to the top 5, it's always prioritized traits, bro. Rob, my bad to cut you off, bro. Get into your bag, my boy.
No, it's all good, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you speaking on what I mean, we both agreed on it, right? And a part of it too, before I get into the list right now, just to basically add on to what you've been saying. I went back and looked at some more tape of Shedeur Herbie because I didn't want to feel like I was doing him unfairly, right? I was like, you know what, let
Yeah,
me
of
look
course.
more, let me dig in more. And here's the thing, Herbie, it's not, and for the people who are gonna come across this and they're gonna watch this and they're gonna think we just, we're trying to down Shedeur and quarterbacks with his skill set. It's not that. The thing is, Herbie, the problem is, yes, he's accurate. Yes, his ball placement is on point. Yes, if a defender's coming, he has the toughness to sit in the pocket and take a hit. Yes. But Herbie, the problem with Shedeur is that he doesn't do any of the quarterback skills at an elite level. I'll give you an example. There were many times, Herbie, where I was wondering, like, Shedeur, where are you going with the ball? You know what I mean? Like, his decision making at times, Herbie, is not his processing isn't super fast, right? Like, Tua doesn't have the elite physical traits that some of the other quarterbacks had, but what had him touted as a blue chip prospect coming out of Alabama was the fact that he had elite processing speed. He had elite anticipation. Shedeur doesn't throw at anticipation. Shedeur doesn't process the defense extremely fast. You know what I'm saying? Shedeur is late on a lot of throws. He has to wait for guys to come open. And listen, these are things that he can learn with reps and whatnot, but you don't draft a guy first overall because he's good at those things. He has to be exceptional. And while he is good at those things, they show up on tape. They're not special, right? And to your point, Herbie, when you're going to draft a quarterback, it's specifically in the top 5, they got to be special here. So to add on to my point here, and Herbie just named a lot of these quarterbacks, but I have a list of 20 quarterbacks that were highly touted coming out, and you'll find a lot of similarities between them. This dates back to 1983. John Elway coming out of Stanford, he was touted for elite arm strength, mobility, high football IQ. The hype at the time was he was considered one of the best prospects ever, John Elway. A true dual threat before it was a common thing. You had Jim Kelly, strong arm, toughness, leadership. You had Dan Marino in 1983 coming out of Pitt. Quick release, cannon arm, pocket presence. Troy Aikman, 1989, UCLA. He was someone who had the size, accuracy, and poise. And Shedeur, I don't know about his size. The accuracy and the poise was something that he carried. Those are things that Shedeur has, but I don't believe he had him to the level of Aikman. That's just my opinion. You have Drew Bledsoe, who was coming out. Tall, he had a big arm, and he was considered a drop back passer. Peyton Manning, he was intelligent, mechanics, preparation, you know what I'm saying, accuracy. He was one of those guys. He was a can't miss prospect because he was a chess player at the position. And you want the ultimate chess player at the position of quarterback. Ryan Leaf, he had a cannon arm. He had big physical, he had a pro-sized body. You had Michael Vick. He had speed. He had an arm. He was elusive. Carson Palmer, pro size. He had the touch. He had arm talent. Eli Manning. I mean, Herbie, it goes on and on. Alex Smith, Matt Leinart, Jamarcus Russell, Matthew Stafford, Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin, Jameis Winston, arm strength, confidence, Trevor Lawrence, size, arm. Like, Herbie, at the end of the day, all these teams, they're looking for the same thing. Even if you date back to Caleb Williams, Herbie. Caleb Williams, granted, he's a little bit, teams kind of saw Mahomes in him, right? They saw him running around. They saw the creativity in his play, but he has a big arm. He has the size. And at the end of the day, Herbie, it just comes down to teams are always going to gravitate towards the traits that they believe are going to be the most successful at the pro level, right? That's why a guy like Justin Herbert was drafted top 10, right?
Exactly.
Like,
He didn't have great tape, but he's 6'6", 245, and has a cannon. He can literally, because I've seen it, throw a 70-yard bomb across his body. You can't teach that. That's why you draft him high, right? Now, we have a bunch of comments, so let's go ahead and get back to it real quick. The homie Pat, man, you already know, man. Loco in the building, man. Who in the draft is better than him? That's the real question. We don't know. That's not the question that we asking. To the point that we're trying to make, and we're not even trying to be rude when I say this, it's literally irrelevant. We're not going to know 2 to 3 years from now. It's not about who's better. It's not about who we think is going to have a better career. The conversation about is who gets drafted, why they get drafted, and when they get drafted based off of the traits or the traits they lack. All that we doing is giving y'all a history lesson on all of the top 10 picks going back to 1980. And Shedeur Sanders does not look like any of them. The only one that you could compare him to is Tua and Bryce Young. Tua and Bryce Young. Bryce Young was a Heisman Trophy winner. Tua had one of the greatest collegiate seasons of all time, dog. Like, even Baker Mayfield, who's 6 feet and doesn't fit the prototype. Go look at Baker Mayfield throwing power on Madden, bro, and see why that should say 97. Even Baker Mayfield had an elite trait, which is his arm strength, right? So, and he won a Heisman. So, right. If you don't fit the prototype, you had to do something outstanding in college, bro. Outstanding to even be a part of the discussion, dog. Cam going first. So my question is, Cam that much better than Sanders? No. Cam can do things that Shedeur can't do. That's just reality of the situation. That's why he's going first. He can do things that Cam could do everything Shedeur could do. Shedeur can't do everything Cam could do.
Well, and here's the other thing too, Herbie. When you look at especially the success that Jaden Daniels had last season, him being a rookie, him coming out, coming onto the scene, teams are going to start gravitating towards more of that style of quarterback. And Cam Ward fits that profile better than Shedeur does.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely, man.
that's just the way it's going to be.
Now again, he could be better, bro. He could be way better than Cam. Cam could be terrible, dog. But there are things that Cam could do that Shedeur just can't do. And NFL teams are saying here, if Shedeur Sanders becomes a good quarterback, there's things that we have to put in place. The if Shedeur and Cam end up being relatively as good as each other, a good version of Cam Ward is better than a good version of Shedeur Sanders because he has more potential. So I have to bet on that potential. That's what it is. Again, we just showing y'all what it is, right? So and right here, I got a clip of just Joey Harrison in the 2002 draft, bro. Like, yeah, it's highlights, but yeah, I'm taking this nigga number one, man. I'm taking this nigga in the top 5, bro. Yes, bro. Like, look at this shit, nigga.
On a
Nigga
rope,
6'5", man, on a rope.
on a rope.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking him, bro. I can see how you go in the top 5, dog. Now, does this matter? No, because we have hindsight and we realize he was fucking terrible. But yes, I can see why people said, you know what? I'm going to take a bet on Joey Harrison. And I
Herbie,
could do
Jeff
this
George
with
got drafted. So many guys, Herbie. So many guys.
and I could do this with a lot of people. I could show y'all Keli Smith. Like, y'all don't want to see a Keli Smith, dog. Like, what? What? Keli Smith look like Dante Culpepper with steroids in his ass, nigga. What we talking about, nigga? What? Hey, what? You gonna see these highlights, you be like, oh, okay, I get it. I get it. Yeah, man. Like, I get why you went here, bro. Like, this is like all of these guys I can show y'all, bro. Like, and you're gonna be like, you know what? I understand, bro. I understand, bro. Like, it's you're betting on potential. You're betting on who you think these guys are gonna be, and if they bust, they bust. Jamarcus Russell is the greatest bust of all time, bro. The nigga got to the NFL and did nothing but lean, bro. They gave that man DVDs to go home and watch. They had nothing on the DVDs, and he came back and said, yeah, he watched everything, bro. And then there was nothing on the DVDs. That's a crazy story, man. That's incredible, dog. That's wild, bro. That's wild,
Listen, man,
bro.
Jamarcus Russell, you just had to be there, man. You just
You
had to
had
be
to be there, man.
there.
I'm trying to get oh yeah, Tim Couch was the other one. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, you can watch Tim Couch, what's it called, this dog. You're gonna be like, man, bro, these boys are
Brady
throwing
Quinn
that thing.
went in college, bro.
Now, Brady Quinn was pretty bad. There's a reason why he went 22nd. Like, Brady Quinn was terrible. Like, Brady Quinn was
Am I
terrible.
mixing them up with something? I might be mixing them
Nah,
up.
Brady Quinn was because he came out of Notre Dame. He was 22nd. He was 22nd. He was 22nd. But no, basically what I'm trying to say is, bro, it's always been about traits for the NFL. The NFL has been consistent. Like, and again, I don't know, I'm not gonna speak for Rob, but when I did research for this topic, I know we wanted to talk about this topic. When I came into this with the mindset that the NFL is always changing because of Josh Allen. Josh Allen changed the NFL. Patrick Mahomes changed the NFL. Everybody's trying to find these new dudes. And then Joe Burrow came and said, oh, we need to go back to pocket passers. No. The NFL has said, this is who we want in the top 10. That's it. If you don't fit in these parameters, you're not getting drafted in the top 10.
The only difference between now and back in the days, Herbie, is that being a dual threat is much more. It's a much more
Absolutely.
sought after thing now, right? As opposed to what it was in the past. And like you said, Herbie, like when we were coming into this, I wasn't quite sure which way the NFL would go. But as you go through the list and you see exactly what teams have always been looking for, teams have always been looking for Superman, Herbie. They're always looking for the guy with the cannon. They're always looking for the tall guy. They're always looking for the guy with the right size. There's a reason why you have Big Bens and the Josh Allens and and things like that, Joe Burrow. And you got to take a flyer, Herbie, right? Like that's the funniest thing about the draft. You can look at a guy in college, you can see the skill, you can see the talent, right? Like Herbie, I'm a Florida State guy, right? And this is like probably not the best time to say this, but I want to put my thoughts and prayers out there because I was shocked when I saw what happened to FSU on the FSU campus. That was crazy. Like that's a conversation for another day. But I was going to talk about Jameis. When Jameis was coming out, Herbie, like I remember, I thought Jameis was gonna excel in the NFL. Like even though in college he always threw picks, which when you throw picks in college, Herbie, the shit you do in college follows you to the NFL. And I just didn't know that Jameis was gonna be an even worse Black Brett Favre. But when I saw the skill set that he had, the arm strength, the clutch play that he had in college. Like, you think these things are always going to translate, but the things that people are banking on are the things that you can't teach. And, as long as you are a player who shows some sort of basically special ability, that is what people are always going to go after drafting top 5, top 10. Yeah, you could be in college and you could be a great pocket passer and you could read defenses and all that. But can you throw 70 yards down the field? You know,
Yeah,
can,
man.
can you
Yeah,
do you have
can you throw 70 yards? Like to encapsulate what y'all are saying, and I finally found a video of Keelan Smith. This is literally is what you talking about, Rod. Again, Keelan Smith was a bust. Like, I'm not trying to show that he's great and you feel me. He was not a good quarterback, but my nigga, y'all not taking this top 5. Y'all ain't taking this. You not taking that top 5. Like, let's be for real, man. Let's be honest. You ain't taking. Look, come on, man. Y'all not taking this dude top 5. Come on, man. I know y'all taking him top 5. Let's be for real, man. Like, if I seen this, I'd be like, get that nigga in our building now.
That's it.
And that's how they think, bro. Like, again, we look at all these busts and we understand that, but if I see a dude throwing all the way across and throw it touch and accuracy, yeah, I'm gonna take a bet on him, bro. Because if Keelan Smith was great, he's a Hall of Famer. He's not a good quarterback. He's a Hall of Famer.
Right.
All the best quarterbacks of all time. You take out Joe Montana, who was with the greatest offensive coach for his time and played with Jerry Rice, and you take out Drew Brees, who is objectively the most accurate quarterback of all time. Everybody else are physical freaks, bro. Even like you said, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is the smartest quarterback of all time. His superpower was his brain. Mm-hmm. Brett Favre, John Elway, like Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly had a rocket. All of these dudes are freaks. That's what the NFL is chasing. The NFL is not chasing Kirk Cousins, bro. A guy who is an incredible bag chaser, bro. The NFL is chasing Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Those guys are freaks, man. But we can leave on that point, man. Any last words before we get up out of here, my boy?
The last words I have are for everybody who's in the chat right now, and for anybody who's gonna see this, man. On Thursday, I want to say that would be April 24th. We got the draft party going, man. We're gonna get this
draft party, man. Dro, that's what. Dro, we need you in the draft party. Loco, we need you in the draft party. True's coming to the draft party, man. Everybody, we gonna all be in this chat, bro. We just gonna react to the draft, bro. You feel me? I'm gonna think of a couple games that we can all play and whatnot, bro. One of the things that I want to do is I want everybody to try to rank the greatest draft classes of all time. I can tell you without question, 1983 is in there, 2011 in there, 2007 is in there. Those for sure. That's the holy trinity of draft classes, dog. So they definitely gonna be in there too. But yeah, man, we'll see y'all Thursday, man. Live draft party, man. Be there, be square. Deuces.